Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, Babu Owino, the Member of Parliament of Embakasi East constituency, Nairobi County, has come out very clear towards William Ruto's impeachment motion. Now, Babu Owino is dropping a bombshell, talking, of course, and posting to his official X account. The Member of Parliament responded to Kenyans, who, of course, was criticizing him for actively campaigning against Ruto, yet as a Member of Parliament, he can initiate the process of his removal. Ladies and gentlemen, before you continue, as you always do, ensure you like the video. When you like the video, you automatically support the work that I'm doing in this channel, because sometimes you watch and you forget liking the video. So this is just a reminder. As you watch, please consider liking the video. Thank you so much for that like. Now, Babu Owino said this. I usually see, the tweet that was criticizing Babu Owino said this. I usually see Babu Owino at protests, which makes me wonder, if he really wants Ruto to go, why doesn't he table an impeachment motion against him in Parliament? And that is a Kenyan asked on X. Now, in a quick rejoinder, the Member of Parliament defended himself for not having tabled such a motion, arguing that 90% of MPs in Parliament are compromised, and that will mean that the motion will fail. Now, this is what Babu Owino said. I don't know failure because 90% of MPs are compromised. That is what Babu Owino said. Now, the Embakasi East Legislature is among the few politicians who joined Kenya youths during their protests. And we saw even Babu Owino in front of Parliament when he was being carried, as the youths were celebrating, saying Babu, Nasa Babu. Now, during the June 25th commemorative protests, Babu Owino joined the Gen Z youths at the Nairobi CBD. Now, where he was warmly and he was received overwhelmingly and welcomed as he was being celebrated. Now, Babu Owino has also been on the front line championing for better leadership, condemning the recent police brutality cases that have been on the rise in the country. So, of course, the calls for the impeachment of the president emerged on Tuesday after People's Liberation Party, led by Martha Wangari Karua, urged MPs to initiate one, saying it will offer a chance to, of course, sensitize Kenyans and the world of what is going on. And this is what Martha Karua said, that Parliament can redeem itself, and even the few who speak for the people can initiate impeachment against the president. That is what Martha Karua said. So of course, the Member of Parliament may initiate impeachment based on gross violation of the Constitution or any law. But the motion must be supported by at least 1/3 of all MPs. Now, in 2015, opposition MPs from CORD made headlines when around 105 MPs signed a motion to impeach the president, then President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, over alleged constitutional violations, like his handling, like his handling of teacher pay increase. The motion did not yield and results, and thus no president has ever been impeached in the Republic of Kenya since independence. Now, the story of this impeachment, remember, Babu Owino has illustrated it very well, and I agree with him. 90% of these members of parliament, both in the Senate and the National Assembly, they cannot impeach William Ruto. And in fact, they are likely to be exploited. I know some individuals will say, but Gachagua was impeached by the same members of parliament. The question you must ask yourself, how many MPs William Ruto is having? Apart from members of parliament who have decided to distance themselves from William Ruto coming from Mount Kenya region. Remember, he's having majority members of parliament from Rift Valley. And don't expect any member of parliament from Rift Valley to impeach William Ruto. Hiyo atakipata ile vita jawahi ona pale Rift Valley. On the same note, don't expect any member of parliament coming from Nyanza who is following what Raila Odinga is saying to impeach William Ruto. The members of parliament that at least can impeach William Ruto, these are members of parliament allied to Gachagua. Members of parliament allied to Kalonzo Musyoka. That is the majorly members of, and again, those members of parliament who are feeling like we must be independent, maybe from Western. But members of parliament coming from Nyanza, all of them, they cannot impeach William Ruto as you speak now. And the majority members of parliament from Rift Valley, they cannot impeach William Ruto as you speak. And remember, these members of parliament, majority of them, they are close allies of Raila and close allies of William Ruto. Typically, look at how the impeachment can be initiated. Remember, as we speak, impeachment motion can be initiated. It can be initiated when there is a gross violation of the Constitution. The president can be impeached. But the question that Babu Owino asked, or rather, what Babu Owino said, is what I've been always asking. You want to tell me we don't have any member of parliament that can, of course, initiate the impeachment of William Ruto? We have. But again, people like Babu Owino, they're saying, our pain failure. I don't like failure because 90% of MPs are compromised and they cannot impeach William Samoei Ruto. So in other words, what is likely to happen is that Kenyans, if vita, they are handing over to your hands. That you decide what to decide with William Ruto. But if you leave these members of parliament to, of course, do what they want with William Ruto, they will do, and again, they will defend William Ruto. But the reality, when you look at all the circumstances, William Ruto cannot be impeached as we speak. And I agree with Babu Owino. 90% members of parliament, they are so compromised. They are so biased. And sometimes I call them illiterate because they don't understand the reason why they were there. Or the reason why they were given those positions. And even some of them, they don't know even their work. Their work is to legislate, represent, and oversight. But some of them, they don't know. They know that their work is to receive CDF, build roads, build police stations, and all those things they are doing. So I think it has been clarified by Babu Owino that the impeachment of William Ruto is so hard now. It will be just dramatic, but later, these members of parliament, they are going to rescue William Ruto. Automatically, they are going to rescue William Ruto. Because we are having members of parliament thinking upside down. Then what do you expect coming from their heads? Some of them, they are so illiterate that even myself and you who is watching me, we are better than them. They don't even reason beyond their long noses. They are just there. Then what do you expect? Simply total rubbish in parliament. Total nonsense. And when you look at even their arguments, they can spend even 1 week discussing regarding Gachagua in parliament as if they are oversighting, representing, and legislating Gachagua in parliament. Then you ask yourself, is this how we want to go with we as a country? Having leadership. It is so traumatizing. But that is what we're having. Hatuna option but to wait 2027. And again, this is something that I've always urged you. If you are going to make another mistake this time round, kila mtu atabeba msalaba yake. Will not, or myself, I will not demonstrate or do or fight the government of the day, yet you have elected that man. If you make a mistake and elect William Ruto, wale wanasema ati 10 bila break, mtajua mjui. Hiyo break yenyu mtajua mjui. This man is all lethal. Hata ukisikia vile anaongea is a man in anger. In fact, kama anaweza pata hiyo second term, mtajua mjui. Kama hii first term anajaribu tu kuiguza tu kidogo kidogo, lakini akikuwa sasa second term hata teke mtapigwa. Believe me, 100% sure. What do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Till we meet in another video.